Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Today is a great day. Today is a wonderful day. And this is the day that the Lord has made. And I shall rejoice and be glad in it. And this is Morning Coffee with Jesus. Morning Coffee with Jesus is dedicated to Jesus Christ, Yeshua. It is for His glory and to glorify God. And every word that I say, it has been placed as an inspiration in my heart to speak. And today I'm going to speak about it's your choice. Ultimately, it is your choice. Now, before I start speaking about it's your choice, I need to understand something. You know, the Lord chooses people to be His mouthpiece. We do not choose ourselves. Actually, God has called me a very, very long time ago. Since I was 26 years old, God placed His calling upon my life. And before that. But I fought with the Lord. I disobeyed Him. I was stubborn. When He was calling me, when I was 26, 27, I saw wonderful things for the Lord. I started to go to schools. I went to one school and I spoke for the Lord at that age, you know. And but I pulled away like a Jonah, because I always felt as if, why speak to people who don't even listen, Lord? Why? Many times I tried to speak and I just decided, I gave up and I said, you know what? People don't listen to God's words. People are not interested in God's words. So why should I even do it? And I would argue to myself or argue to God, and I would just stop. What I realized doing that, and I think I made a video of this one time. What I realized doing that is like I was like a Jonah, where Jonah went into the boat and the boat got into a storm, and it was all because of Jonah's fault. The storm around him was, and when they realized, who is it on this boat that's causing this storm, and they threw Jonah off the boat. We have to answer our callings. We have to answer to the callings God has placed in our lives. That is our choice. Either we choose to obey God or to be stubborn and keep fighting against Him, fighting against something that you cannot fight. When God calls you and He chooses you, you will have to go automatically. One way or the other, with a fight or willingly. With a fight or willingly. And it took me up to this age to realize that I had to do what God had called me to do, and that is to be His mouthpiece, to be His spokesman, a messenger to the world. And this is what He said to me, and many more things that I prefer to keep to myself. But I don't do this because I just want to show my face and make a video. I do it because the Lord speaks to me. And then He says, would you share it? How could I tell Him no? So I am sharing what God has shown me and what God has spoken to me. Don't keep it to myself. That's a selfish thing to do. I was being selfish before, but now I'm giving my life completely 100% as a living sacrifice to do God's work. And it is for Him and for Him alone. And I feel so much better. I feel like if I'm not fighting anymore. I feel like if I'm not fighting, I feel like if I'm truly going with the flow of life, I'm feeling like this is my purpose. I know this is my purpose. I feel like there's a flow to my life now. My life is so much better now. It's easier now. And I'm seeing things falling into place like never before. I see my husband got a little better, came home, and he's much better now. He was on treatment, and now he's better and he's home with me. I see a difference in him because his wife was praying for him and doing what I was supposed to do from the very beginning. You see, when you fight your calling too, you affect the people around you. Do not fight the calling God has on your life, because it will affect the people around you. Okay? So you have to go with what God has called you to do. Do it willingly and obediently. And this is my advice to you. So I'm going to read a word from Proverbs for you. Proverbs chapter 16 says, verses 1. To man belongs the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the reply of the tongue. All a man's ways seems innocent to him, but motives are weighed by the Lord. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. The Lord works out everything for his own ends, even the wicked for the day of disaster. The Lord detests all proud of heart, but sure of this, they will not go unpunished. Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through the fear of the Lord, a man avoids evil. And I wrote something out this morning, posted it because I was inspired to write it. Automatically it's your choice. You know that? Ultimately, it is your choice. That's the word I should say, ultimately. And whatever we choose in life, we have to live by the consequences of our choices. I made wrong decisions in my life, and I had to live by the consequences of my choices. I made great good decisions in my life, and I reaped a good harvest. And that's how life is. The Lord, I was talking to the Lord. I love to spend time with Jesus. I really do. And I think I've been telling you guys this all the time because I really do. And I want you to know that because I want you to know how wonderful a person God is. He is God. He is God, and He is the almighty, everlasting God, the creator of heaven and earth, of all that is seen and unseen. He is magnificently powerful. But He's also a person. And He loves us when we want to fellowship with Him and we want to just talk to Him like a friend and we just come and have that alone time. He just loves it. He loves that attention. He wants it because that is what He created us for. And I was talking to Him and I was telling Him about a certain situation, and I wanted to say it because it's personal. And He said to me, people are not made to be locked up. They are made to be free. Just like animals are not made to be caged. Animals are made to be free. And you're not supposed to lock up anybody. Especially if they are locked up in their mind, because some people are free. They are free to go wherever they want to go, but they are locked up in their mind like a prison. They are imprisoned because they allow the enemy to imprison them by depression, by anxiety, by addiction, by all these things that imprison you and you don't even know it, and you are not set free. But there's only one person that can set you free, and that is Jesus Christ. For if the Son sets you free, you shall be free indeed. So you have to let them be, because God, He gave us freedom of choice because He didn't want to lock us up. He didn't want us to have us like robots. He just wanted us to be free. So we ultimately have the choice either to choose to love God with all our heart, soul, and mind, or to be hostile towards Him. Adam chose to disobey God, but Jesus Christ, his firstborn, chose to be obedient. You might think that Jesus didn't have a choice. Yes, He did. Jesus had a choice. Yeshua had a choice, and He chose to be obedient and submit to the Holy Spirit. And that's the truth. Jesus came here as Son of Man. He came as human. And He was a perfect human. Perfect obedience. Perfect humility. And He's a great leader. Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, is the greatest leader that anyone could ever think of. He's a true leader. But people, remember, what you sow, you will reap. And if you sow a seed that is bad, you will not reap good harvest. You cannot expect good harvest from bad seeds. But if you sow good, you will reap a great harvest. Remember, it is your choice in the end. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Be blessed.